Hello, I'm Kira Fullington.
And I'm Ryan Martinovich. Welcome to a special edition of Middle Tennessee News Off the Beaten Path, England and Scotland.
Today we're in the great city of Edinburgh with some hidden gems for the adventurous traveler.
We'll take you along the vibrant UK capitals, London and Edinburgh, and we'll find some stops along the way and in between, just like behind us, the Edinburgh Castle.
These are the people, places, and experiences that make traveling more meaningful, exciting, and unforgettable. And there's even some with a Tennessee twist.
In London, tourists love to take photos in front of the old red phone booths, but not many people know about the booths of a different color, unless you're a Doctor Who fan. MTN reporter Marley Hughes takes us behind the story with the boxes of blue.
Earls Court, a very busy, beautiful neighborhood in London, but that wasn't always the case. 30 years ago, crime was at a much higher rate. And it took one metropolitan police officer in London to make a call to help keep a watchful eye on the neighborhood. It looks like a special phone box, not unlike those you see throughout London, but this one is the only of its kind in the city. This particular box assists police with surveillance over the neighborhood and allows police officers in London to call for assistance. But police aren't the only ones to use this special box. Some might even recognize it.
Where are we, Professor, anyway?
A planet, an Earth colony.
A staple of British television since its debut in 1963, Doctor Who involves an alien scientist traveling through space and time using a police box, or as the Doctor calls it, the TARDIS.
He gets in it and he travels around the universe looking for monsters and different people, different walks of life.
Something very nasty is happening here, and we've got to put a stop to it.
In his travels, the Doctor helps to clean the universe from all sorts of evil, a sentiment echoed in Earls Court.
There's always been crime in London, but I think it's died down a bit.
And it's not just a crime being cleaned either,
Professor, look what they've done!
Yes, it looks rather good.
as the entirety of Earls Court is getting a fresh coat of paint.
There's a lot of construction going on in London. There's always cranes about, there's always construction going on, new buildings.
Come on, old girl, just don't let me down now. Don't let me down.
Just as the Doctor prescribed.
You're always going to get them rough areas, but it's much more improved than it was.
In Earls Court, Marley Hughes, Middle Tennessee News, Off the Beaten Path.
London has many iconic sights, the Big Ben, Tower of London, and Westminster Abbey. But floating along a canal during a summer afternoon sounds like Italy, not London. MTN reporter Ronnie Portson takes us to London's Little Venice and its beautiful waterways.
One of the most peaceful and beautiful off-the-beaten-path spots in London is here, an oasis called Little Venice, and you can see why. Built about 200 years ago, the canals were first used to transport industrial items. But today, the business of the waterway is pleasure.
Okay, stay where you are for the moment. I'll get you on board one group at a time.
One way to enjoy the canals is on a boat tour, like this one, aboard the 118-year-old narrow boat called Jason.
What the canals are about these days are people enjoying the canals.
While the tours glide through Little Venice, around the edge of Regent's Park, and past the London Zoo, others choose to stay a while.
This is more or less like a canal boat village these days. All sorts of people live around the canals, different reasons for being here.
Well, there's many boats on the lock here that do operate under a charge. We go to Little Venice, the majority of them. There are also some sort of very, very old school boats that have been here for 25 years, independent business owners that have been here and solely operate on one boat. But it's also nice to make money off doing what you love, and I think that's really important in life. If you can find something that you love and if that can quantify into an income or a wage, it's a blessed situation.
It's also a blessing for tourists looking for a serene taste of London. In Little Venice, Ronnie Portson, Middle Tennessee News, Off the Beaten Path.
After a Little Venice canal cruise on a narrowboat, you might find yourself docked at Camden Market. For those looking for something colorful, alternative, and a bit edgy, you'll want to stop and explore. MTN reporter Carly Sutton takes us to Camden.
For adventurous travelers searching for a new and memorable experience in London, you can find it on the Regent's Canal.
Like before coming here, we were like, let's do something different. Okay, let's go to Camden.
On the northern side of London lives an area filled to the brim with multicultural diversity. Food, fashion, music, and more are all located in the 16-acre marketplace.
The market is vast, it goes on and on and on. You can just go for ages and get lost. As long as you've got a few quid, you'll have a good time.
A place where artists, designers, musicians, and those just looking for a good time can easily get to.
For me, Camden is the hub of North London. There's a lot of history steeped in Camden.
In 1972, a timber yard was purchased with the intent of creating a space for artists and musicians to showcase their talent. Legendary performances in the Dingwall Dance Hall included The Clash, The Ramones, and the Sex Pistols.
God save the Queen, my son.
Its popularity quickly grew, becoming the place to go if you were looking for somewhere alternative. That alternative culture lives on today and welcomes everyone to the market.
I believe that everybody could fit in here, if you can say that. Like, you can dress more or less however you want, you could be however you want.
That positive atmosphere is enough to encourage anyone to share their art here, a place where confidence can be contagious.
So for people to have the confidence, they find it in Camden.
Between the retro stores, food vendors, and great music, you'll never be short of a memorable adventure in Camden.
Many people who congregate in Camden don't actually leave Camden, they stay within the confines of Camden. Why? Because it's a multicultural hub of plenty of live music, grassroots music venues, great pubs, great bars, and it's just a fantastic scene with the river here.
With all that entertainment, what more could you ask for? In Camden Market. Carly Sutton, Middle Tennessee News, Off the Beaten Path.
Hey everyone, so I'm here in a small little local pub in London, and we're going to see what kind of phrases might differ in Britain as opposed to America. What would you call just French fries? That we would call French fries, what would you call those?
Chips.
Okay, if French fries are chips, then what would you call just like chips, like a bag of chips?
Crisps.
Crisps. Okay, I gotta know, what is a jiggery pokery?
Jiggery pokery?
Yeah.
If you're doing something, and you're doing something what I don't really know about, I go, whoa, you're just doing just a bit of jiggery pokery. Just a bit of jiggery pokery.
That makes sense.
If I'm just about and you go to me, what are you doing? And I go, oh, don't you worry about it. It's just a bit of jiggery pokery. That's what it is.
That's perfect. So what might you call just like kissing someone?
Lucky.
Wait.
I'd say snogging.
Snogging.
Or getting off.
Getting off too?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's not rude, by the way. Getting off with someone is not rude.
Okay, yeah. A little different for us.
Yeah.
My name's Will James, and you're watching Off the Beaten Path, England and Scotland.
For a break from busy London, the beautiful Georgian town of Bath, England is a relaxing change of pace. Writer Jane Austen called it home, and two of her novels are partly set there. And as MTN reporter Emma Bailey shows us, there are plenty of characters to share their stories of the not-so-genteel past.
From its astounding cathedrals, Roman baths, and quaint cafes, the city of Bath is nothing short of picturesque. You may recognize it from the Netflix original Bridgerton, where the show's wonderfully written characters get into some complicated situations.
Stop talking. I shall not have you question the lady's unimpeachable honor again.
But they're not the first to do so, especially in this town.
Yeah, so Jane Austen, of course, resided in Bath for about 4 years. She visited many times. She set 2 of her novels here, and she mentions Bath at least once in all of her novels.
The famed English author, Jane Austen, is known for her enrapturing romances.